Much to add, except just a few minor points. Number one, I must remind everyone present in this room that when initially the latest Rohingya crisis started 6 years ago, our government said that they will not accept any Rohingya. I need to remind this because people may have forgotten this. Strangely, our government, which obviously does not represent the people, they declined to accept the rights of the people. Accepting Rohingyas who were brutally killed and others who fled from Myanmar and tried to take refuge in Bangladesh at that point in time, that was a humanitarian problem. And our government refused to accept that humanitarian problem. So that is point number one. So after a while, when the government recognized that they made a gross mistake, they changed their position, and then they were ready and they accepted the Rohingyas, and the influx was so intense that I think within a couple of months, more than 1 million refugees, they left Burma, Myanmar, because the intimidation and torture was also intense within Myanmar, and they fled into Bangladesh because that was the only exit available to them. So the government was forced to accept them. And then the government took the position that I think, if I remember correct, they said if we can eat lentil and rice, we can also feed the refugees lentil and rice. That was the position. So that was 180% overturn of the government. Good. And then what happened? After a while, when this process continued and efforts were made internationally to make arrangements for these refugees to go back to their motherland, our government seemed callous and they didn't really take any position. On the contrary, they decided to rehabilitate them on a small island, hardly 30,000, not more than that, out of 1 million. So the big question came in, why did the government decide to rehabilitate the refugees from Burma, the Rohingyas? Because that gave the wrong signal, I believe, not only to the Rohingyas, but also to Myanmar, that the government of Bangladesh is now not keen on repatriating these Rohingyas back to their motherland, to their own home, rather rehabilitate them within Bangladesh for whatever reasons, God knows. So now we are here what we ought to have been here. The government's mishandling of this issue completely messed up the whole thing. I admit that the solution to the issue is not within the hands of Bangladesh itself. It became a regional issue, now it has become a global issue. I appreciate that, but the question is, the Rohingyas are the victims of the torture inside Myanmar. The Bangladesh government has also been forced to carry on this burden of 1.2 million Rohingyas within small areas in Chittagong, Hill Drugs and Chittagong. And the consequence is now nobody knows what's going to happen to this 1.2 million Rohingyas. Whether they can at all return to their own homeland, because our government utterly failed in negotiating a solution, whether bilaterally or multilaterally. I think that's where we stand today. That is the fact. Thank you very much.